Hi everyone, welcome. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. And if you're my previous and subscribers, welcome my baby dinosaur. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful channel. I couldn't have done it without any of you. You are guys what makes this channel for what it really is. And I really appreciate all of you guys for everything and all your support. I love all of you guys so much. So we're gonna jump in today. This will not be a scary reading, okay? Remember, when things are scary, send it love and light, okay? Because that will dissipate the effects of it. Now, if you guys want to book a reading with me, please check the description below. I do have my the whole month of June open for you guys for any booking, along with late May and early July. So definitely check that out in the description below. Disclaimer, 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 and another disclaimer. All right. So if you're watching this, I'm doing this prior to my surgery date, okay? At the end of this video, we will have an angelic reading and two saved messages at the end of the video for you. If you are new here or you are watching, just check the description below. I will have all the different topics listed with the timestamp below in case you are interested in going to go see a particular natural disaster if you are, of course, interested. All right, so everyone who's live here, hi BT, what's up, love? All right, so the first topic that we're going to be talking about is the first thing that we need to understand about natural disasters is we need to fully get in more of an in-depth view on how the universe was created in the first place, right? So let's take a look at that. Let's see how the universe was created, or how it was particularly designed, say the least. Okay, this is the midnight reading. You know, if you are here right now, you are meant to be here at this particular point in time. All right, so let's get a nice deck of cards. Let me do like a little bit of Gaia type energy. You know what? I'm starting to feel like someone was here before because all my decks are moved, which is weird. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the angels and ancestors to find out how the universe was created. All right, and let's see. Starseeds. All right, we got it. So we're going to be using the Starseed Oracle deck. We're going to use the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. I'm hearing something in my ear, and I don't know what it is. We have a Whisper of the Soul in my left ear. I don't know what that is. And we also have your Intuition Oracle. Okay, this is what we're going to be using for trying to understand how the universe was created in the first place, okay? So let's take a nice deep look. So the first thing we want to find out is we're going to use the universe card. We're going to get 3 cards from this, and we're going to set that up, okay? How's your day been, guys? I hope you had a very good day today. Okay. Well, that was quick. Should I take the spirit and angels? Who is here? All right, hi, Archangel Michael. Should I take this? You made sure they came out? All right. And get one more? All right, hold on. All right, 1 second. How was the universe created? Let me just ask one more time. Archangel Michael, how was the universe created? How was the universe created? Okay, thank you. So we have a lot of deck cards here. They told me not to look at the cards until after. So let's take a look at these 2 cards. It says here, you got the love, the Hadrian energy, codependency, boundaries, right? So the way the universe was created was out of love. It was the full-blown creation of love, right? That is why we're here, and that's why we speak about love. Is that in order to experience the high levels of everything, you need to be in that emotion of love, the state of love. We have here 4s, do not follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had, right? So it's talking about here is that, you know, there was many universes out there, but the Milky Way was something a little bit different. It was supposed to be a dream come true, right? We're going out of here into Earth, right? The creation of Earth was made and bounded by love. And that is why today you need to be full of love in order to truly experience the creation of the universe. Hi, Annie. What's up, love? And then the card that bounds these two, because we have the Earth card here and we have the Universe card. Then the card that talks about the creation is going to be the card that lands here, right? And that connection here, we have Inner Earth. We have some other language which I cannot speak. which I'll show you in a moment. We have deep cellular healing and karmic relationships and lifting the veil. Interesting. This is perfect. This is exactly what everything that we're talking about today, right? So, in terms of understanding the creation of the universe, and that we need to understand that we're right now what we're doing is we're inside the earth. We're in the inner earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Basically saying here is that we're going to survive what we're going to be experiencing. So this is a sense of hope for a lot of you guys who may be feeling scared or uncertain about what the future is. Now this is talking about the universe, right? The creation of it. But it also feels like it's also pointing that there's nothing to be worried about because right now what we're doing is we're in the 3D, right? If you look afar, it looks like fire, right? But look where you are now. You're in a rock. You're protected. You're safe. I am doing well. Thank you, Annie. I love you. We have here Hireth, which is longing for home, homesick for the stars. The creation of Earth originated from the birth of stars. I feel like there was a big sun that birthed and it made multiple little stars in the sky, which we have now. Hi, Jenny. What's up, love? And so this is what you see. If you were to take Earth away, this is what you will see in your sky. We have here as well as we have, oops, let me just, okay, maybe I'll just leave it there. We have here deep cellular healing, Ashwin energy, physical and emotional healing. Part of the reason why the universe was created, at least in our reality, is that we are supposed to be understanding and getting a sense of healing, the sense of calmness, because we're supposed to heal our soul and heal who we really are at the core. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for coming. We have here as well, we have the karmic relationships. Everything that we're experiencing on this earth and in this universe is karmic energy. We're supposed to get rid of those karmic energies. And the way you get rid of them is you have to recognize those karmic energies and then go to fix them, right? So that's part of it. And we have here, we've always been talking about this for a longest time, is that raising your vibration from third density to fourth density to fifth density and beyond. What we're doing right now is we're lifting the veil. Right, we're lifting, we're going into the next dimension. We have here questioning anything. Anything is unaligned, must go. You need to start questioning things in your life, right? You see all this massive destruction. Which is ironic enough because that's what the topic is. Look, you have here destruction, nuclear bomb, you have here tornado. What else do we have? Yeah, we have another storm over here. You see? Lifting the veil, we're going into another dimension, and there's no reason to be scared, okay? You are protected. You just need to intuitively know that and trust that, okay? Hold on. Give me 1 second, love. Okay. No, this is not here. No, that's not here. This is here. Yeah. That is there. Okay. So I'm going to leave this out because I think it's really interesting for us to refer back to later on. Okay? So let's see what an angel the ancestors have to say about the creation of the universe and everything that we need to know about it. Now, we will be doing a lot of in-depth in terms of other topics and natural disaster topics as well, but I just want to start you off on a good note. And the best way to understand why everything happens the way it does is we need to understand the universe and how that works, right? Because in the end, you are the universe. That's who you are. This is your reality, not my reality, your reality. So spirits and angels telling me, how was the universe created? How was the universe created? How was the universe created, spirits and angels? Tell me. How was the universe created as we know it today? How was the universe created? Can you give me a little bit intel or information on this? Thank you. So we have here Earth Guardian, Fire Guardian, and Protection Guardian. That's interesting. We all have guardians here, right? So we're talking about Earth Angel. We're talking about an Earth Angel, right? So Mother Nature, Gaia. We have here the Fire Guardian. And we have here the Protection Guardian. You wonder what this feels like? If I am completely correct on this, what I think is true, now you can tell me what you're feeling on this, is that this is Earth, right? This is the person, this is Mother Nature, right? She said, you know what? We need a school. We need to teach students and people how to love, how to, and go in within and understand who they really are at the core. And this is all about the green. It's all about the heart chakra, understanding and being compassionate, loving, and kind. Because that's who humans are innately, right? We have here up by the thing, we have here a little heart embedded inside the tree trunk, right? And then here we have the angel, which is the fire guardian, right? We have here ignite your passion, and we have here protection guardian, drop your shield. So the first thing is that the creation of Earth was that we are supposed to be rooted and grounded. We need to understand and do things that make us happy, make us realize who we are innately from the inside. And here you need to drop your shield. We need to stop trying to create war with other people, right? And so what I got here as well is that now this is a far-fetched idea, but this is what I got from this, and I will say it now. It feels as if this is just a hypothetically, we had a fallen angel, right? What I think we do, but anyway, just say this is one of the fallen angels, or this is just say Lucifer, right? But Lucifer was an angel, just so you know, right? This is the fire angel that talks about hell. But then we have here the protection guardian. This is all about your other angels, your guys, your ancestors, people who protect you. And I feel like there's an agreement among each other. Be like, okay, we need to make a school. The both evil and good combined together so that people are both good and evil. Correct? That's what I'm getting from this, because it feels like this is the school, and this is the agreement between both evil and good. It's understanding humans innately who they really are at the core. Now, you can tell me how you truly feel about that, but that's what I got from these cards, right? And we have here, hold the space. These individuals meant to be here with a sense of wisdom, understanding who they really are at the core, right? That is the main goal of the universe, is that the creation of the universe was an agreement among different angels and different angelic beings to try to push the narrative that we need to grow and be able to be more compassionate and more kind towards one another. That's the real reason why the universe was created. Now, this is what our ancestors are saying, and of course the angels as well. Let's take a look at the whisper of the soul. What we need to know, what our soul is telling us about the creation of the universe. What do you guys feel about this so far, this reading so far? Spirits and angels, tell me about the creation of the universe. What do we need to know about the creation of the universe as a whole? What do we need to know? What do we need to know about the creation of the universe? Okay, thank you. What else? What else do we need to know about the creation of the universe and why it was created? Can you give me a sense of understanding, spirits? Tell me, what do we need to know about why the universe was created? Okay. Why was the universe created, spirits and angels? Tell me. Thank you. I think none of the other cards flipped? No. All right. So we have here, it's a sun. It's a sun. Okay. And one more, then there's fire here. Yep. Exactly what I thought. All right. So what we have here, the reason why the universe was created. Hi, Sharon. What's up, love? We have here another reason why the universe was created was supposed to bring us a sense of community, understanding among each other, to lift each other up and be able to understand our differences, right? You see here, not every piece of a hexagon is the same color. Not every hexagon is as bright as the other. And the reason for this is that we need to get along as community to be able to come together, understand, be sweet and loving to one another, right? We have here is miracle. Understand and get clear about what you want, create moments, dance, laugh, take action towards achieving your goals, make a wish, make miracles. And what this is really referring to here is that the part of understanding the universe is that we need to understand innately that we were put here to truly understand exactly why we are, and that we need to understand the founding of time. You are a millisecond in the eyes of every being. You are just a second. You were here and then you were not, right? You need to take your time to live your life the way you want to, not because society tells you to, or the government even, right? We have your solitude. You need time away from others, slow down, rest, and rejuvenate. Allow your emotions to flow freely, feeling irritable, shield yourself holiday. What this is basically talking about is that we need vacation time, right? As humans, we're supposed to not be working day after day after day. And what you guys here are saying that the point of the universe was created so that humans stop working hard for things that are just materialistic, things that you cannot take with you. Um, but beyond the grave, right? When it doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is how much lessons you learn. Because that, my friend, is what you can take beyond the grave. Everything else you can save behind. We have here as well. We have ignite. We're talking about the passion here. They want you. The reason why the universe was created was to let your creativity explode, your passion, understanding who you are at the core. Right. This is your red. This is your root chakra. This is your sacral. And this is your solar plexus. And what this is referring to here is that you need to stay grounded and say, no, this is who I am. Respect that or leave. Right? And we have at the bottom of the deck here, we have affirmations, right? Thoughts are powerful things. Are yours positive. Start setting intentions to manifest your thoughts into reality. Break the cycle. Here's nature. And basically, what it is talking about here is that we need to be able to get into understanding that what we say, what we speak, what we think, what we put energy towards is what we're going to manifest into our reality. And so this is what the guys are trying to tell you here is that you are the creator of your own reality. Think positive so you shall receive positively. Okay? So that is what you guys want us to know about why the universe was created. We're just going to use one more deck, which is a little bit more of a nature type energy deck to kind of further understand everything that we need to know for today. Okay? Now we will be covering natural disasters in a moment, okay? In order to understand natural disasters, you need to first understand why the universe was created, right? There's no point in reading on it if you don't understand it, right? What is this? Why is this not working? Sorry about that. All right, so Spirit Angels tell me, why was the universe created? What are information that we need to know about it? Take bottom. Okay, so interesting. So we have Tangled Wishes, Moonlight, and we have here Sing Your Song. And what this is referring to is that the time when humans first arrived on the planet was when they were at the highest vibration, right? We have here the Earth and the Moon are very close to one another, which means that your emotional strength is a lot higher, a lot more heightened, right? We have Crab here, where the Crab is peaceful during the moon cycle, right? We're about to enter a brand new moon phase. Right now, I think we're currently undergoing a brand new moon cycle as well. We will be having a new moon or a full moon sometime towards the end of this month or sometime in the early 20s. And this is why it's important here is that we're trying to understand the way that you're able to truly understand the universe is you need to go out when there's a full moon and just absorb the energy, the light of the full moon. Understand it, just stay in silence and just look at the sky and close your eyes and meditate, because that is how you're going to understand why you were created. We have here the Tangled Wishes, right? We have all materialistic, right? We have a lot of group of people, a lot of groups of ladybugs here, but they're all on top of one another. They're going to end up suffocating each other and then making fun of this guy here, right? Because just because you're different doesn't mean that they are any better than you. What it means is that you will have more abilities, you have more challenges to overcome. But listen, this guy had a lot more food because people are avoiding him by going back to the same food. The main goal of the universe is to find your own self. Be passionate about what it is that you're passionate about. Because just because something works for these people doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And partly for that is that don't follow someone else's footsteps because your energy is not their energy. And therefore, your life path is not their life path, right? We have here as well a single song. A lot of people are not singing to the tunes of who they are. A lot of people are just pushing down memories and energies and things that who that makes them them. They feel ashamed at times more than not that they want to experience this, but they can't because of society. But the question is that are you willing to find who you are even when things seem glory or doom? right? So that is what your guides want you to know about why the universe was created and why you were created in the first place. So I do hope you do take a positive message away from this, as it is extremely important to understand. Okay, so now let's talk about our very first natural disaster that we will be indeed covering today. Let's talk about solar storm, right? This is very interesting. I got that no, it was a very interesting topic. I didn't know this was something that could have happened. Now, please keep in mind this did happen in the 1980s, and the last time it did happen was the 1800s. So 1800s, 1980s, and they are expecting this to happen again sometime this year. So I figured it would be a wonderful topic to go over and cover. And so you may be asking, well, Chris, this doesn't make any sense. Why would we be going over something innately like this? The reason why we're going over this is because of the major effects and the dramatic parts of it that could be very detrimental to the Earth and everything that we need to know. And I'll explain why in a moment. Oops. Sorry, baby. So one of the reasons why this is extremely important in the solar storm, I'm going to go over what a solar storm is. Basically, what makes a solar storm is a geomagnetic storm is temporary disturbance of Earth's magnetosphere caused by solar wind shock waves and or clouds of magnetic field that interact with Earth's magnetic field. Let me show you on the screen so you have an idea, okay? So what we have here is what are the solar storm effects? By solar storms are variety of eruption of mass energy from the solar surface. When the material collides with Earth's magnetic field and trap radiation belt, it can dump particles into our upper atmosphere to cause an aurora. I'll show you what they look like right now. This is often referred to as the Carrington event, right? Let me show you a perfect image of this. So this is what you will normally see when this type of thing happens. It is very detrimental, and we'll explain why, because we're in the age of technology, and this will be very disruptive to technology as it will wipe out a lot of electrical grids. Which means that very harmful to my generation specifically, as we rely heavily on our, of course, technology, right? Now, here's another thing that's really important, right? Is that we need to kind of understand the geographic magnetic poles. And now, this is why I'm talking about the pole reversals. In order to understand the pole reversals, you must be able to understand the solar storms, right? As you look here, this is a normal, today, magnetic pole. We have here, we have the north, then we have the south. And you see here, it goes in a clockwise motion, right? Yeah, mostly goes in a clockwise motion. When the poles reverse and the pole from the south pole and the north pole flip, what ends up happening is that it goes reverse. And why you may be asking why this may be very significant, and I'll explain to you right now. Now, this is currently our path today. This is our wind pattern. This is what it looks like now. When that pole reverse, our entire energy and everything will be reversed, which means everything that happened to South America will happen to North America and reversal throughout the entire world, which is why this is very significant event. So going back to why the solar storm is so significant here is that I got that it's a burst of energy from the sun that enters into the ozone layer of the Earth, right? And what it does is deteriorates the ozone layer, which could end up making us look more like Mars than Earth. But what I also got from this is that the solar storm is a burst of energy, right? With this burst of energy could be what we call the ascension process, raising people's energy to the higher dimensional realm, right? Now, the question is that we need to channel together as a collective community is to use this energy, this brand new energy source, to raise our vibration so that we can experience the ascension process. Okay, so now let's take a little bit more of an in-depth reading on what we need to know about solar storms, okay? Let's get a little nice in-depth view on that. Spirits and Angels, tell me what is it that we need to know about solar storms? Okay, so we have here, this is our first challenge. So Spirits and Angels, tell me, what do we need to know about the solar storms? Will we have a solar storm in 2021, and what are the effects of it? And tell me a storyline here. Give me a story. Okay, one more thing, please. Thank you. All right, so this is interesting. Now, I don't know specifically if it's happening. I'm gonna see if we can get one more card. We're gonna use this at the end deck. Okay, this is the card that at the end of the deck here. Okay, spirits and angels, Tommy, can you please give me a yes or no, or maybe so? I don't know. Will we have a solar storm in 2021? Okay. That looks like almost a certain yes. All right, so we have here now. I feel like 2021 is going to be the year of the natural disasters. We have here as well as we have the Hierophant, right? This is the challenge. The challenge is the government. What it's supposed to do? It's supposed to show the natural disasters are supposed to show that the government's inability to provide for its people. Its own duty was to protect, serve, and defend the people and what its own boundaries possess, which means that it's supposed to highlight the failure of government and the inability to help people in a time of crisis. We have the night of stories, and what this talks about, people are running and they're committing war, and what that and ends up happening is that they're trying to create this quote space force, because what's happening with the space force is that they're trying to go attack the sun. But the sun is really not what they think it is. The sun is coming, right? We talked about that. The sun is the consciousness, right? They oftentimes, believe it or not, the Bible talking about that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, right? If we're talking about here, the sun is an energy force. It's an energy field, which means that God is an energy. You are God, right? The Bible says that you are God within. I'm not religious in any way, but a lot of you guys happen to be Christian, so I figured I use that methodology since I know a little bit better than other religion. But the main point here is that what I'm saying is that the sun is the burst of energy. So when it comes here, we end up going through the ascension process, right? And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to stop people from going through ascending to the next dimension, right? The next realm. We have here temperance, and what they're talking about is the sense of balance, understanding, peace, harmony, right? We're balancing out the both good and evil. And it's talked about the fourth dimension. That's what I'm getting from the fourth dimension. We have here the Lover's card, right? The story of Adam and Eve and everything that happened isn't that exactly as what we have been told or led to believe. And part of that is that the story is supposed to keep us innately bounded to the earth in which we really currently persist in currently. And that's not quite the actual fact. What it's referring here is that God is not an individual, but rather an energy field. The reason that is that he is they're coming, right? We talked about this many times that it's coming. Somebody asked a long time ago, is Jesus Christ coming? No, he's not coming, but the consciousness is. The raising, the loving, the compassionate, being kind to one another. I think what we should do is instead of fearing a solar storm, we should embrace it, right? You know, science says it's going to be very drastic and very bad for the world, but I don't see it that way. I see it going to be something very positive for our spiritual people, right? Maybe it might be very detrimental for the lower dimensional beings as they are lower vibrating and they cannot handle that type of frequency or level. We have here as well as we have this in reverse, which talks about we're not going to be at a big loss. We're going to actually go through this. It's just every storm passes with time, right? And I asked specifically, will the solar storm happen? It's a yes, a big yes, actually. This is one of the best cards. It happened to be United States. And so you're asking, well, why, Chris? Why? Well, if you look at this is kind of the card, and it talks about the stars in the sky, right? This is what a solar storm is. A solar storm is a burst of energy that enters the Earth's magnetic field. And because of that, what ends up happening is it makes auras in the Earth atmosphere, which means that you can go outside no matter where you are on Earth, you will see auras. This will be the first and last time we will ever be able to witness this in our lifetime. Same thing applies here, right? This is talking about the sky. This is why this is extremely important. I would say certainly yes, more than not, that solar storm will indeed happen. Now you're wondering why all these natural disasters happening, right? It's not normal, but the thing is that when a solar storm strikes, it energizes everything. So like a storm, like a regular hurricane could automatically become a super hurricane. And the reason for that is that, you know, if you're not meant to be on this earth because of the 3D, you may be wiped out so that you can enter into the ascension process in one way or another. So just embrace everything and do not be scared. Do not be scared, okay? So now let's talk about pole reversal. This is very important and very crucial. And I think it'll be a very good thing to talk about. But I'm going to give you guys a moment to just take and process what I have just told you. I just saw the angel number 2929. So if someone can do me a favor and look up what that angel number may mean, I'll give you a moment. I'm going to put away these two little tarot decks for right now while I give you time to process the information I just gave you. I really needed that. I feel so much better now. All right, so let's talk about pole reversal, right? Everything I just talked about earlier in terms of solar storm and the pole reversal. The reason is that the pole reversal is a flip from the magnetic field. So if you were like just say traveling and you were trying to use a compass, right? You know how it points you to the north and it tells you when you're going south or when you're going west or when you're going east. When the poles reverse, that flips, which means your north is now your south and your west is now your east and your east is now your west. It's completely flipped. 360 if I'm correct. No, 180. I think it's 180. But please don't tell me. I don't know. But it might be 180, I believe. But the main point is here is that it's going to flip. And it's going to flip sometime in my generation or my children's generation. And so this is why it's very important. So let's take a look at what pole reversal can and can do. Now, this is just going to be a very short live. We're going to go speeding through many different natural disasters. Most of them are kind of cool. They're both different than regular natural disasters, and the likelihood of them happening are very slim to zero. So do not be too worried, okay? The spirit angels, tell me about the pole reversals. What is it that we need to know about this? Okay. What else do we need to know about this? Okay, thank you. All right, let's kind of get a little bit more internal information using my taboo cards. What do we need to know about pole reversal, spirits and angels? Tell me, what is it that we need to know about pole reversal? Thank you. What else do we need to know? Can you give us a little bit more intel? Thank you. So they were all here. So let's do upright. Okay, so if a pole reversal was to happen, now I don't really think it's going to happen this year, but let's just take a look. Spirits and angels tell me. Okay. No, hold on 1 second. Spirits and angels tell me, will we witness a pole reversal in 2021? Will we witness a pole reversal? Okay. Will we witness a pole reversal anytime after 2021? Well, will we witness it within my lifetime, within the next 30 years? Can you give me, will my children witness this in their lifetime, the pole reversals? Okay. Okay, this is weird. I don't know. It's like, it's not telling me. All right, that's interesting. Weird. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And so it feels like this is not to young people yet. It feels like these are young children. I feel like they're not teens yet, which tells me these people are not born. So if the pole reversal was to occur or happen, it's going to happen sometime when a star or a sun dies down. All right, it's definitely not going to happen during any time in our lifetime, particularly because war still persists on our planet. I think it's going to happen when this new ascension process happens. What we have here is going to happen when the new Earth arises. I feel like this new Earth is when the new full reversal happens. It occurs. I feel like the new generation, the new people coming in is going to experience this. And I see 33333. So that must be really important here. We have here underneath the Page of Pentacles, we have here mental, Diet Coke, experiment, explosion, mint, YouTube. And what this is talking about here is that this is an experiment. This is going to be a major explosion. I feel like there might be a baby boom, potentially, that may cause this pole reversal. Or it might be a big enough explosion, like a nuclear war, where it switches the poles. Okay, we have here in the term of fighting, we have laughing gas, dentist, inhale, sleepy, procedure. So the fact is that we have experiment here, and then we have sleepy and procedure here, and gas. I feel like that makes a lot of sense because we're also talking about explosion, and we're also talking about like laughing gas, and being operated on. I feel like this is going to be like an experiment that's done by humans that end up switching the pole in a faster pace than it's supposed to. Now, in terms of this, in this time when we're in this new ascension process, it's going to be sometime around these 3 seasons, whether fall, winter, or summer. It's going to occur within one of those 3 seasons, and that might be something you might be interested in. Also, this is autumn, which probably going to most likely be fall, if anything, but do not leave out the idea of winter and summer as well. So we have here as well as we have Krazik or Crockett. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it talked about the mallet, wicket, law, game, long game, and ball. And what it's referring here is that, Earth is just a ball. It's just a game. It's a game to learn exactly who you are. It's the game of life, basically. Now, I asked is, was this going to happen in 2021? And we got a big no. But what this could also be is that yes, because it happened at a time of crisis. So it could be happening this year. It's a yes and a no type maybe. We also have here is when I asked, will this happen under my lifetime within the next 30 years? And we got this is it could be, but it's not a question. And it also said here, and I asked, well, will this happen under my children's lifetime? And we got here the devil, and we also got here the ace of wands. So I feel like if anything, if it was to happen, it will happen this year. If anything, but it's not a question, so we'll leave it at that. So what do you guys think about the information I've given you guys so far? I'm gonna give you a moment to take it in and rest. Right now I'm waiting. I'm gonna do the Dust Bowl. We'll be talking about the Dust Bowl in a moment. My eyes are so dry right now. This is bad. Really bad, actually. All right, anyway. I'm going to give you guys a moment to take this time, take the information, and ask any question that you have, particularly the question simply that's a little bit maybe potentially scientific. Not too long because I don't want to be on the same topic because I do want to keep going with the other topics as well. But let me know what you guys think of the topic that I'm currently covering. I'm doing a long video only because it's supposed to be something that you guys can watch while I am gone, so to speak, right? All right, so let's talk about the Dust Bowl. What is it that you need to know about the Dust Bowl, right? So in the Dust Bowl, this is what the Dust Bowl looked like during the 1800s. No, excuse me, 1940s. And it's occurred right around the time of the Great Depression, right there, right? Bad timing, I would say. Definitely bad timing. This is a sandstorm. It looks like it's called the dust storm because it's all dust and debris flying from California all the way to New York. That's how much you can feel it. That's how much you can understand it. And so this is pretty common in Sahara Desert in Africa. But right now we had this during the Great Plains in the 1940s when too many people farmed the land too much so that there's no more fertile land. There's nothing holding the soil in place. So when the storm came, it was a very big storm full of debris marching towards the people. Now, the reason why this is very dangerous to breathe in is that it goes into your lung and it's very detrimental. It could rip up your lungs, could hurt your respiratory system and stuff like that. That's why this is very dangerous and why it's very painful for anyone to witness this. However, since I was 14 years old, which is about 5 or 6 years ago, but I'm 20, so probably 5 years ago. No, 6 years ago. And basically, I saw sand on the bottom. I said, oh no, there's going to be a sandstorm, right? And that's why I'm reading on this because I do feel like we're following the same exact pattern as 1900s. And we're going to witness this in our lifetime. We're going to witness a sandstorm. So make sure you keep on your mask, okay? So let's get a nice look at what is the Dust Bowl and will we ever witness this. Spirits and Angels Tommy, will we ever experience a Dust Bowl? And the reason is this could have very well happened with California. California has a lot of drought. And what drought is dry soil. And when dry soil and a big storm comes, it could take that soil and lift it up and march it towards the continental United States. Spirits and Angels Tommy, will we ever have another Dust Bowl, the like to which we saw in 1940? Can I get a yes or no? Okay, so this is interesting. It's gonna happen around the Great Depression, which is honestly makes a lot of sense because it happened during the Great Depression in the 1940s, and it looks like it's happening again. Because we have here that in the 1940s, we had a lot of money. The reason why I say that is that the United States dollar was worth a lot more. We have here as well as that no. The money, the US dollar is worth basically nothing at this point, and it's going down, right? You can see here, it used to be at a higher point, and it's just going gradually down. Everything about the United States is going downwards. It's on a downwards trajectory, which means that we are in trouble, right? We are in big trouble. We have here as well as we have the young generation, my generation, it's going to witness this. Look at all that sand in the background. We're going to witness this. Right, but we're going to get through it because what we're doing here is that we're trying to find innovative ways to grow vegetation, even in dry, arid areas. We have here as well that a lot of these people who are affected by this dust bowl are going to end up walking away homeless or even potentially dead because of the dust storm and its causes and everything that follows soon. We do have here death, and I do feel like it's the death of the original system, the death of the New World Order. It could be, it could be the old world order as well. We have here, it's not going to happen under the time of Joe Biden, so do not worry, do not fret. But it will happen eventually. It could be by 1930s, I do see that as well. We do have the economy as a big challenge, and it's looking back to the past, right? This is my past card. A lot of you guys know this is my former president card. Like now this will be former President Trump, or this used to be former President Barack Obama. But in this case, this is talking about the former time when the United States economy crashes, and that was a major challenge. And so it's going to be talking about 1940 here, right? On the bottom of the deck here, we have here that a lot of people are going to be walking away. Homeless, sometimes people are going to give up. This could also mean talking about life and just in general that you may just leave the United States because of the natural disasters that happen, right? You can see how bad the sky is. It's not like a normal cloud. So that is what I'm seeing for the Dust Bowl and everything that we need to know about it. I'll go more in depth about it and how we're going to re-experience the 1950s again. And what's going to happen is, or what happens in the 1900s is that we're undergoing the 1950s once again. And that's why you oftentimes, believe it or not, we call this the 20th century, the 19th century, even though it was really just 20th century. No, they called it the 20th century, but we're in the 20th century now, which means that we're going to be experiencing everything from the 1900s in the 20th century, or the 21st century, so to speak. And the reason for that is that it's a mirror image. So because of everything and all the crime that people have took place during the early 1900s and late 1900s will take place exactly the way it did back then. So we will end up back in the same place where we were with the 1950s, but we're going to do it right. With the 1950s, we had people, what to call it? We have people like trying to do like they're spreading the gospel, the people are dancing. I'm seeing like leather, grease, that type of energy. That's coming back. It's gonna come back out of style, and it's gonna go back into style again around the same exact time. And the reason for that is supposed to be happening because a lot of people back then, they mistreated Black people, they mistreated Latinos, Asians, gay people, women. The reason is that we're supposed to re-experience them, but in a better timeline, if you know what I mean. It's a reverse image, a reverse mirror. The same way that the 2020 election mirrors the 2016 election. And you know how everything that happens under Trump's presidency is going to happen under Biden's. The same thing here. So let's talk about our very next topic. Let's talk about rising sea level. And I do have a picture here on my phone that I made. I'm going to go get my phone right now. I'll give you a moment, okay? Just take the information I gave you. If you have questions, let me know. So my nose is a little clogged from everything, but don't worry. Do not worry. I made a map of what my third eye was showing me, and I want to show you guys just so you can kind of see what I saw in my third eye. So this is the continental United States, as you can clearly see, right? Well, this is what I saw in my third eye in terms of the rising sea level. right? All that blue is underwater. Right? And a lot of people were like, well, Chris, you're just trying to scare us. If I'm trying to scare you, why would I put my own home area, which is New York, right, in water? I don't have intention of scaring you. But what I do have intention is showing you what the Earth is going to look like, at least the continent of the United States is going to look like in the future. Okay? And yes, for the answer to people who are wondering about the Great Lakes, yes, the Great Lakes will indeed expand. The lakes will be more expanded as more water is rising. Okay? So let's talk about rising sea levels, right? There's been reports coming out lately that glaciers are rising at a higher level than ever before, and because of it, it's melting at a faster rate than they previously thought, and it's going up by every year, which means that the seawater will rise by 360 feet by 2080, which probably might make the image of what I saw. Look at very what happened under my lifetime. I don't know about yours. That is entirely up to you, whether or not you see that for yourself, so do not worry. But this is why this is extremely important. Now, please keep in mind, people are like, well, why is this happening? Let me explain to you. We got to have an ice age. Why wouldn't it be happening? What is an ice age? An ice age is when a large covering of ice covers the top, the northern hemisphere of the Earth. Well, since then, we've been warming, right? Well, it makes sense why we go through global warming. Because the Earth is warming faster than it did in the ice age. But we also will witness in our lifetime, or within our children's lifetime, or their grandkids will witness the ice age as well. The reason for that is that we're going to speed up the process so much as humans that we speed up the what's it called, global warming, that it becomes ice age right after that. Hello, Homestead. What's up, love? What else do we need to know? Hi, Princess. Hi, Rhonda. What do we need to know about this rising sea levels? What do we need to know about rising sea levels? Okay. Okay. We'll take that because it's kind of cool. All right, so Spears and Angel, tell me what else do we need to know about rising sea levels? What do we need to know about rising sea levels? What do we need to know about rising sea level? Okay, thank you. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's talk. So we have the temperance, right? The balance is the Earth. Right now, the Earth is unbalanced, right? This will make a lot of sense because we're in 3D. 3D is normally not a very balanced out number. It's a 3. It's not a 4. It's not something that can be divided equally into. Right? That's the challenge here. The temperance, the balance. Right? We have here is that we will have no choice. This will end up happening. This is something that's coming soon. Right? We have here, there won't be any sort of money that's going to stop it. No nothing is going to stop it. The only thing is just when things go underwater, it's going to stay permanently underwater. Right? We have here as well as we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. And what these are kind of talking about here is that no matter how spiritual you are, no matter where you go in life, it's just no matter what, you do not need to be worried. Trust your intuition, let that guide you. But it says that there's nothing that we can do in terms of our compassion or manifestation. It's already set in stone. It's something that's going to happen eventually. Right? We have here is that, look, there's many brand new different species that's going to come about when this does occur. There's going to be multiple different species, brand new viruses, brand new things that's going to come about that we didn't know that existed. We're even going to uncover our own history, the creation of other humans. We're going to find path of what really happened to those people who went missing. We're going to find a lot of different things. And we're also, believe it or not, we're also going to find brand new species that were frozen in ice, so much so that when they become defrosted, they actually become alive again, which means that they will now roam our seas once again. Right? And we also have here the kind of look like glacier, but it's not at the castle. But in this case, I'll view that as the glacier. We have here as well, we have hype, publicity, media, advertising, market, promote, right? The market is going to try to promote things that, oh, well, if you buy this, you can save yourself from rising sea levels. If you buy a bag of Stan, that's really going to stop five feet of water from going into your home. The media is going to take advantage of it, and I think you can really see that now in your community. You can take a look at Coca-Cola. They are now trying to put their cans on the color of green. The reason for that is that they're trying to get the image that they are helping the universe or the earth by just covering their Coke cans in color green. That's not necessarily good. That's capitalism. We have here float, swim, surface, parade, balloon, root beer. And it's telling me here that the way that we go about this in terms of our future is that the best way to combat rise in sea level is to make homes almost on boats, basically. Make people live on boats or universes, kind of like that. So when the sea level rises, the people home rises with it, which means there is no threat of their home being underwater, right? And we have here brief. Short case, advised, concise boxes. I talked about this. It's going to be a very short, brief time period. So when this, rise in sea level occurs, which is due to global warming, it's going to be very long, but it's also going to be very brief, which means it's not going to happen as long as they normally do, right? We're going to easily go right into global warming. It might take a few thousand years, and then we go straight into ice age, right? Hi, Alma. What's up, love? So that is what I'm getting for rising sea level. Now let's take a look at global warming. Well, I think we already answered that question. So let's talk about the next ice age, which is actually ironic because I did not plan this. It just happened to be what my guys were just telling me or what I've been getting lost in my head to write down at that time when I was doing this video or like writing it up in terms of what topic to talk about. So Spirit Angels, tell me about the next ice age. What do we need to know about the next Earth ice age? Are we going to experience this in our lifetime? What's going to happen? Okay, so I heard from my guys that I will not experience it in my lifetime, but my children will. What basically tells me is that exactly what I've been saying all along is that we're going to end up going through a very short period of global warming, and then it becomes an ice age. We have the page of story, the new generation, right? The young people coming in. You can clearly see that everything's more bluer, more relaxed. That, areas where there are no snow are going to be no snow, which means that people are going to be fighting over land, trying to take it because there's fertile land at this point. We have here people struggling. The people are going to end up immigrating to these areas, right? And places where there's a lot of dry, arid areas, they're going to try to benefit from this by basically it's going to be a brand new revitalization of what we call the ice age, right? And we have here that people are upset and that they don't know how to survive in this quote-unquote ice age and that they've been misled in some degree or form. And we have here the Lover's card. And basically what this tells me here is that it's going to be a lot colder than we initially think it is. And it basically means that, well, humans survive. Okay, why did the card come out again? Okay, and this card came out. So this is very important. So this card keeps coming out with, I will say, is an emphasis on their own meaning, right? We have here the Temperance card, right? The balance. This is all about extending process, the hospital. I feel like we're going to find brand new medicine, brand new things are going to come out about this that we need to know about. We have here the Ace of Swords here, which tells me that a lot of these is going to happen around a time when corporations and big businesses and government start failing exponentially, and that people are going to look for new avenues, create brand new country, brand new ideas, brand new nation. Now, this has nothing to do with the ice age, but I feel like this may be something that may cause the next colonialization. And we have here, basically, it looks like it's something that's going to occur. It's just a matter of time when, right? You see here, there's more water. We have here very little land, and we have here 2 dams, right? And here's the moon and the sun here. And what it tells me is that there's not much there left. It's just scary at this point, right? But do not be scared, right? So let's talk about the starburst storm. The starburst storm. So this is basically almost very similar to the solar storm, except when a star bursts, it creates more electricity and more powerful electromagnets hit the Earth's atmosphere, causing a more drastic polar effects than just, say, the solar storms. Hi, Seattle. What's up, love? So let's kind of take a look at this. Now, again, like I said, a lot of this stuff isn't going to happen. It's just more like a fun topic. This is very interesting, very different than what you're normally used to, just everyday type natural disasters. So do not worry, okay? Just send it love and light. So spirits and angels, tell me, what do we need to know about starburst? What do we need to know about it? Okay, thank you. Interesting. Okay, so we have here that there's a lot of them in the past. There were a lot more stars in our nature that we originally didn't see, right? We have here that a lot of people are going to end up going into this new Earth, right? Trying to push forward. I feel like a lot of the suns in the sky right now, or a lot of the stars in the sky, are trying to push the energy. And what's means is that there's energy building up. And when energy builds up, eventually it gives up because it's kaboom, right? The same thing, if you keep blowing in a balloon, it eventually cannot go anywhere else, and it just has no choice but to explode. Same thing here, we have the tower card, right? It's going to explode eventually, and we have here the Fool. The question is where we are and where we're located is will be determining factor where how big this effect is. I feel like what it is, it feels like this is going to occur on Mars, and it also may occur on Earth. And I feel like there might be two very different species of humans by that point in time. And so do not be worried. I don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime now. We'll be dead. So we'll be dead. So do not be worried, okay? This is just fun topic and information to talk about. Yes, exactly. Old Earth will be turned into a star. I do not have a P.O. box, but I don't know what a P.O. box is. I mean, if someone can tell me what that is, I have no idea what that P.O. box is. I could open one, but I don't know what it is. All right, so let's talk meteor or asteroid. Right now, the last time a meteor or asteroid really hit Earth, I believe was with this, actually, believe it or not, this stone, which is the what is this stone? Multibite, right? And so that's the last time a meteor or asteroid hit Earth. And when normally a meteor or asteroid really hit Earth, it can cause major damages as it brings a lot of force and energy, right? So when a meteor or asteroid hit Earth, it had the energy or the velocity the same with which if you would have dropped 200 billion big boy nukes or atomic bombs on Earth, which could be very detrimental and could wipe out Earth, all life forms on Earth, including those in the ocean. So spirits and angels, tell me, what do we need to know about meteors or asteroids? Now, this is something that my guy told me to be doing. They told me to do this video. I wasn't really something that was planned or something I wanted to do. But I figured this might be a good time to talk about it, right? Angelo, you can just ask a question in the live chat, love, just like you just did. Post office box in the post office that you rent and receive mail. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. I'll have to walk there, but I don't mind. Thank you, Homestead. Yeah, I can open one. I just can't do it now, but yeah, I can open one. Hopefully they can do it online or something. So spirits and angels, tell me, what is it that we need to know about meteor or asteroids? What do we need to know about meteors or asteroids hitting Earth? I have a feeling they're not going to give me exactly what we're looking for. I feel like they're going to give me like information about the formation or why we have asteroids or meteors in the first place. That's what I'm feeling intuitively. We have here as well as we have the Ace of Wands here. I don't think it's going to hit Earth. I don't think that it's going to be another meteor or something like that's going to hit Earth, but it's not out of possibility, right? We have the Ace of Wands here. We have Meteor, right? If it was to hit, it would be near California. We have here crossed by Joe Biden. So the challenge is that if this was to happen or either under Kamala Harris presidency or under Joe Biden's presidency, right? Hi, Gabe. What's up, love? I will be getting back to you, okay? We do have here on the left side, we have the devil. And what they're talking about is that it happened before. It happened during the time of the dinosaurs that wiped out an entire nation. Now, Specifically, I don't know if that is 100% true. So what we're going to do is when I get back and feel better, we're going to do looking at the history of the dinosaurs and see what exactly really happened there. Right? I'm trying to stay away from political as much as possible so that we can get away from those negative energies, right? But I won't be doing them, do not worry, but it's not going to be as like frequent, if you know what I mean. We do have here, we have the Four Pentacles, and what this really refers to here is that it feels like if anything was to happen, it's going to happen under the time of a Republican president as well. But it's like kept secret, so to speak, like it's secret, like it's not something that is well known. We have here as well as we have here that there might be two that may come. It might be twins. It might be something asteroid that it might be really so big that when it comes and hit Earth's atmosphere, it's gonna break into two and go in two separate directions, and it would be called what they known as the twin asteroid. What's a made up name I just came up with? Okay, we have here as well as we have the King of Cups. I don't think it's gonna hit water this time, and that's thank God it does not hit water. Because if it hit water, it's gonna not only cause tsunamis, it's gonna cause massive active earthquake, volcanic activity, and other wind patterns that's gonna be destroyed along with the ecosystem around it. So that is why this is reversed. But let me kind of ask the specific question. Spirits and angels, tell me, is this meteor asteroid gonna hit the ocean? Is this meteor asteroid going to hit the ocean? Okay, so we have here three cards here. We have Judgment. This is in the ocean. This is in the water. Yeah, this is in the water here. We have another water card. And we have here, it was not time in the past, but when it comes, we're not going to be looking. So we're not going to see it coming. It's going to crash when there's not a lot of water left. It feels like areas where it's dry, it's going to be drenched in water. Or there might not be enough water in the ocean where it must be like the water goes out, kind of thing, like the molecules just disappear from the ocean. And we have here Judgment. It almost feels like this is Judgment Day, right? Judgment. There's something here with Judgment here. We have here Bonsai Tree, which is a little Japanese miniature pot shape. And I feel like the best way to explain it, if you were to take a big rock and drop that in a pot, it would take the water and lift it up. Yeah, it will cause a tsunami, right? Exactly, Agape. That will cause a tsunami. Same thing. That's what could it be. It could be why. What this could be as well is exactly right. It could be like the sand here, and all the water that's normally the beach will be drenched out to the ocean, and it will be coming back towards the sea as a tsunami. So thank you for bringing that up. It completely went off my mind when I was looking at this card, and I think you're completely right. We have your Stephen King, horror writer, hit and run, misery, Maine. So this could be a horror. It could also happen in Maine, this asteroid. It could happen in Maine. So what we could be looking at here is that it could, one part of the asteroid hits California and the other part of the asteroid hits Maine, two opposite direction of the continental United States. And so that was what caused the natural disaster that I've been talking about with California, right? And we have here Bambi. Walt Disney Farm Deer Hunter Forest. It may be something with nature here that we don't know about, and there's something here, right? There's something. I just don't know what. There's something coming. Now, I'm not saying something to be fearful of. The Sun 11 energy, right? The Sun 11 energy. Won't it be any better if it hit land? It depends where it hits the land. If it hits the land, like in let's say the middle of the United States, it may not have as big of an effect in terms of tsunami waves if it was to just go in the water. If it goes in the water, it could just say it hit the Mariana Trench, it's going to cause massive tsunamis because it has a lot of weight that it has to hit, and once it hits the bottom of that ocean, it causes massive influx of energy, which causes massive tsunamis. So I think what really we need to look at is where does it hit? Was it hitting like a beach? Did it hit the shore like it did with the Yucatan Peninsula with the dinosaurs? There's many different places that it could hit. It just depends where it hits, if you know what I mean. Hi, good Sumerian. What's up, love? I ordered like Domino's, and I ordered too much food today. I didn't eat it though. It's in the fridge because we don't eat anymore here. My parents don't cook, so I just ordered food for the weekend. Hi, Sterling. What's up, love? Let's talk about the next thing. Let's talk about this Yellowstone volcanic eruption or the volcano. It has not erupted for a long time now. I don't know what the longevity or what the problem or issues that this would potentially cause if the Yellowstone does indeed erupt. I don't know, so I can't really speak on that behalf. I just know that it's lava, basically. Hi, Melda. What's up, love? So let's talk about volcano, Yellowstone volcano. So Spirit thing is, tell me about the Yellowstone volcano in Iowa or whatever that area is, Wyoming or something. What do we need to know about the Yellowstone volcanic eruption or volcano? What do we need to know about the Yellowstone volcano? Do you guys like this video? What do you guys think about it? What do we need to know about the Yellowstone volcano? Okay, first thing I heard, were homes are going to be destroyed. I don't think that's really like self-explanatory. I think that's something that's just very obvious to know. You don't doesn't take a psychic to know that. I'm glad you like it. Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot that's going to happen. Have you seen those laser beams that are hitting the volcano before they explode? What are they? I can look at that in a second, okay? I'll certainly look at that because I think what they're doing is they're trying to add heat. A laser is heat, right? And so what it does is when you put heat in an area that's inactive, it builds up enough energy or heat in that volcanic eruption that it erupts. So what there could be is that government could be potentially, if that was to happen, they will be involved in crimes against humanity as they are trying to create natural disasters to hurt and harm other people, right? So we'll take a look at that in a moment. We have here the devil in reverse, right? So if this was to happen, it's going to happen under the time of a woman president. So it could be like Kamala Harris. Excuse me, I don't know why I kept saying that, Kamala Harris, right? Or VP Harris. We have here homes will be destroyed. It could also be the White House as well. What we have here is it's not going to be as crappy as we initially think. So as bad as like all these scientists have been saying, it's not going to be as bad. I feel like it's just going to be like a little poop, basically. Like it's just like poop. Like it's just like, oh, like you kind of feel like you look at it and the effect of it, you're like, oh, it's not as bad as they made it out to be. We have here as well that a lot of people won't die from this. And I think part of this is that when it happens, it's going to happen in an area where there's not a lot of people living currently. We have here a lot of people are not going to have to leave their homes. And we have here as well as we have birthday. And this is in reverse. So this is like a rebirth card, which tells me to change. It's a death card basically. But for me, it's the birth card. And so what it's basically referring to here is that it feels like it's just a normal day. It's like a typical day in 2020, right? Or 2024. Or whatever. I don't know why I said those numbers. We have here, may be very costly. It may cost a lot of money, but I think it's also going to be very beneficial to the land of where it currently surrounds. Right? And we have here, it's not going to be just nothing. I do feel like there is an angel here and it's reversed. Well, tell me it doesn't feel like it's divine timing. It could be man-made as well. But we do have here the spirits are trying to communicate a message to us, right? About our luck. And it could be like, there could also be a sign that you need to get out now. If you feel like your intuition does not agree with what I'm saying, it might be a sign for you to get out of your area if you are in some way in the danger zone of the Yellowstone. Now, the best way to know that is you feel really sick in your stomach right now. That's probably a little bit of a sign that maybe you should probably leave. We do have here natural. So, no, it's not going to be a natural thing. And I think that makes a lot of sense. You know, we're talking about glaciers here. You're talking about glaciers, and I think that's a good question for us to go look into right now. So let's take a little bit of an in-depth look at this. Because the card keeps saying it's not natural, and I keep saying it's not natural. So I would not be surprised if the government in some way or form try to activate these volcanic eruptions. Thank you, Homestead. I'm glad you like it. I did not have my surgery. I got my surgery on Monday. Actually, speaking of I found a time, and the time is actually 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Well, Sunday for me it's like basically Sunday, so I'll be waking up at Monday 6 o'clock in the morning to go get my shares. Yours will be about 3 o'clock Pacific time for those of you guys that live in California. Okay, I don't know why I can't stick this in. So let's take a look, a little bit more of an in-depth view on this particular question. I think it's a really good question to talk about. It feels like it's something that's happening, if you know what I mean. The Spirit Angels tell me, what are those lasers that's being shot into volcanic eruptions or volcanoes that are inactive? Are they government institute or government experiments to harm people? Because this Yellowstone doesn't look like it's natural. Okay. All right, so this is what we have here, right? So we don't have a no, but we don't have a yes either, right? What we have here is poo, right? This is literally what it is. It literally says poo. I'm not going to try to say the words because I just realized a lot of people do have kids and they do watch my show, so I'm going to be very careful with what it is that I'm saying here. But here's the poo, right? Hopefully that's not a bad word for a lot of parents at home. Hopefully not. What we do have here's someone's little poo-poo. Now you can think about this as a volcanic rock, a volcanic involvement, something that comes out and bursts out of a volcano, right? What we have here is not natural because it's not. This is a lightning rod. It's reversed, and we're talking about a laser being pointed into the volcanic eruption. We have here. This is fall. So this is fall. It's a scientific experiment. What it is, it doesn't feel like a government because I asked if it was government, and it feels like it's more specifically science information. So this could be a scientific experiment to try to see if they could trigger a volcanic eruption, right? Because we have here, they want to see if they can balance something. It feels like what they're doing is they're being corrupt about it because it feels like there is a protein or some sort of metal that they're looking for, some sort of element that they need to make a certain project, but the only way they can get it is through the involvement of volcanic eruptions. And so that's what it could be. It could be like they're maybe looking for a certain amount of aluminum, nitric acid, maybe some sort of gas that they may need. They're forming something. They need some sort of element from this volcano because it's balanced here. They want something to be balanced. They haven't been successful. They haven't been able to accurately make that full turkey. We do have here maybe a medical investment. It could also be like here that I would not be surprised if the medical people or people in charge in the medical field, basically pharmaceuticals and stuff like that, is trying to harm people by trying to make them pay more money through investment or making them be injured, so to speak, and then costing them or charging them a lot of money to be saved. And we do have here Arizona, right? The same thing that they did back then with the nuclear experiments when they did the nuclear bombs. They did it around New Mexico, Arizona type desert. The same area, right? Oh, they make diamonds? I didn't know volcanic eruption make diamonds. That's interesting. Diamonds is a coal, really. They're literally getting coal, except it's just shiny. That's all. That's the difference that it is. Literally, I'm not kidding. So we have the movie Citizen Kane. Was it a movie? Olson Welles, William Randolph Hearst, Sled Rosebud, Citizen Kane. Basically, what it's talking about here is that the citizen, it almost feels like they're getting whacked with a cane. I don't know, that's weird, but maybe some people are getting hit with the breeder. But we do have here lips, letter, ass, talk, swivel, a cast, speak, pronounce. I feel like what they're doing is they're just speaking so fancy that people don't understand what exactly is going on, creating conspiracy theories. We have here swizzle stick, which is drink, bartender, stir, cocktail mix. I feel like they're trying to make something that's not there, like trying to create a brand new element. It feels like it's going to be a man-made element at the expense of other people's lives, which is not too surprising since that's what governments do. When they can't fix the problem with money or sanction, they throw people's lives at it and hope that it makes people feel very guilty about the lives being lost due to two old men not being able to agree on a certain issue. All right, so let's talk about glaciers melting with fresh water sources. So recently, the world Earth overall has about 3% out of 98, right? 98? No, that's 97, I think. 97% of the world ocean or world's water sources is made of salt. Only 3% is drinkable. However, we can only access about 0.5% of that water source. And basically what's happening is when the glaciers, most of the 3%, the reason why they're undustable or unable to be accessed is that they're actually embedded inside the glacier. And so think about it. If you were to take a salt water and put fresh water inside the salt water, you're diluting the salt water, right? But the glaciers are in the ocean, right? And therefore, every time they melt, they're diluting the salt water, which means that the animals in the sea life are dying due to the dilution of the salt water. So, as you know what I mean, that's why animals like salmons or stuff like that, they can survive because they can be put in these type of scenarios. They can be both in salt water and they can also be in fresh water. You're very welcome, Sterling. The Spirits and Angels, talking about the glacier melting fresh and these freshwater sources. What do we need to know about it? Well, first thing first, we got these. What else do we need to know? Okay. All right, anything else? All right, what else do we need to know about the glaciers melting with freshwater sources? We're almost done, don't worry. I'll probably say about the live will end about in 15 minutes or less. We have here curry. Okay, spice, season, cook, India hot. It just said. So we have here that this is not going to be something. This is going to be something very detrimental to large parts of the ocean, a large part of the people around areas, especially arid areas, and people with also species that are heavily surviving on salt water alone, and it cannot adapt to fresh water. We have here that this is the reason why this is happening is due to hate. Hate is what drives this to go forward. Right? The energy is what makes this melt. When you hate somebody, you have anger, and therefore you are so angry that you actually heat up. And when you heat up, things melt, right? We have here as well as we have the plane and the UFO coming, and what this telling me that transportation, the thing that we normally consider transportation, that might be brand new forms of it. And it feels like these glaciers are going to be drifting into the ocean the same way they did with Titanic. Right, they're drifting into the ocean slowly, in areas where they normally no glaciers. So we could be expecting this to be occurring around the equator, even, which could be even further diluting the water there. And we have here the challenge is coming out of this, right? Right now, this is the challenge is that everything's embedded. It feels like this is ice. We have here the seawater, and then we have the fresh water. And here is this animal being embedded in this ice. I feel like they're being sucked in and it's going to be thawed out. Like when they become thawed, they can end up being alive. It's like almost like it's called crypto freeze, and when they freeze humans and hope that they can bring them back in the future, that kind of thing. We have here plan, link, family. What this tells me here is that things just don't plan out the way we believe or things that we were told about our life cycle and how humans formulated. This doesn't make sense in that there's going to be a lot of information that's going to come out, evidence about what happened, and it's going to be revealed the truth about what really happened. So part of this is that when the glaciers formate and decrease, we're going to end up understanding who we are at the core as human beings and how we originally originated from. And we have here at the end, we have here curry, spice, season, cook, India hot. But look what's at the back. Zombie, undead, voodoo, quartz, rum, drink, 28 days later. Now, this is funny because I didn't see this before. But we're talking about the undead. Basically, it's like the person should have died, but then they have not died because they're still alive. Basically the same thing. You're basically a zombie if you're in ice and you're being frozen and you're being thawed out in a long period of time, way after when you would have died. Right? That is, in this case, would be considered a zombie or voodoo or something like that because you're manipulating the species lifespan, right? And we do have here as well spicy seas and cook. In the hot, so talking about hot temperatures, what cause glacier mountain and stuff like that. So I think it's felt very self-explanatory here. It's really telling you here that this is just nature. Pay attention to nature and just be cautious about it. Just treat nature with the respect that she deserves. I don't think you should be worried about it. Again, just send nature, Mother Nature, the love and energy that she needs right now. Right? So we're gonna do this as our last national disaster question. And then we're going to ask the question as well. How can we come as a society come together to raise the vibration of Earth, to leave off on a positive note? And then we're going to do a little angelic reading for you guys at the end of the video. So we're done. Do you guys find this video informative? I hope so. But let me know what you guys think. This is a bonus question, okay? This is a bonus. What is under the Antarctica glaciers? Now we're talking about, like, you know, formation of what's it call it, like, you know, human building, ancient buildings, you know, life before things froze over, right? It used to be Atlantic. I would not be surprised if Antarctica is Atlantic. I would not be surprised if that was true. So spirits and angels, tell me, what is under the Antarctica glaciers? Antarctica glaciers. Okay. Let me use the Mermaid Tarot. Let's see. We're going to be using this Mermaid Tarot. We kind of get a little bit of a more in-depth view and see, is Atlantis under Antarctica? So Spirits and Angels, tell me, is Antarctica... what is underneath the glaciers in Antarctica? What do we need to know about it? Is there civilization? Is there water species embodied there? What's there? Is there dinosaurs? I don't know. Interesting. Okay. So let's take a look at everything that we need to know right now. I love you too, Princess and Alma. I'm glad you guys like the cards. We have here the Empress card, right? This is talking about Earth. So this is talking about Antarctica and everything that happened in Antarctica, right? It's very calm. It's all about nature. It was very green. It was a land where animals thrived off of until it became a frozen block of ice. We have here as well as we have Temperance, right? It used to be very balanced. It was a very balanced thing. It both had equal amount of water and equal amount of life. It was just equal. Everything there was just equal, very common and equal. And we have here people celebrate it. It was like a lot of the animals that are on Australia actually came from Antarctica. Currently today, which means Antarctica probably would have been a very scary place had the island not been under the ice. But we have here as well as we have the reversal is that look at this ice here, right? The ice cap, right? These are glaciers. Right? But it's reversed. We're talking this by this point, this is talking about what happened, what is underneath that, and this is what it's doing. It's giving us the in-depth view. And it is that there's money, there's treasure underneath that. The Antarctica, talking about like the building, the architecture, the designs, is gonna change the face of humanity as we know it. There's other information there that we don't know just yet. We have here the Wheel of Fortune, right? Time that we've been told. Again, it has been hidden. The time and things that we have been told and things that we have connected together about the formation of the universe and everything that we know is not true because there's a piece of history missing, and the best way to find it is underneath the glaciers in Antarctica. We have here is the Knight of Wands, and I feel like what's going to change this is that there's going to be a brand new and more profound species of humans. A species that had never been seen before, which will alter the life of humans overall. And we have here the Four Cups. And what's underneath there is actually a brand new different species. There's a brand new different species of humans. And what we call them is ice humans, really. I feel like what I'm seeing here in my head right now is that there's a tunnel, there is like a cut out in this. There's actually cities embedded underneath the glaciers, right? And so that's why they don't know about this. They don't know because it's underground. People are living underground in ice, right? Good luck. We have here is that this is the people. This is the old species of human, then this is us. But we're on the glacier where we can't see them because they're underground, right? I told you guys, we are aliens, basically. We are aliens, which will make a lot of sense about everything that happens. So we have every element of humans, right? We have here death. These people didn't die. These people did not die. They're still alive today, right? They're not buried. They're just frozen. Which means that we could very well have these brand new type of human species. If they're not under right now underground like that tunnel like I was talking about, they could very well be buried and be brought out. Which means they could be very well the first human species to interact with us that's not even our own human species. It could be like the Neanderthals or something like that. I can't even pronounce the word. But again, what happens is when these people come out, they be used for scientific experiments, and they they start messing with someone's body to study them. They treat them like crap, and then that's what really I'm concerned about is that no scientist is any good scientist, right? Because not every scientist has good intentions, right? So I'm glad you guys made like this bonus questions a little bit different, right? I don't know what just happened here. So let's look at the last question here is how can we raise society and the vibration of Earth as a whole, right? So let's kind of get a little bit of more of an in-depth view at this. Then we're going to end the reading with your angelic reading. So Spirit Angels, tell me, how can we as a society come together to raise the vibrations of Earth as a whole? Okay, interesting. All right. So it feels like what's coming is that there is going to be a day where we are extending. It feels like it's coming very soon, the extension process, right? We have here is that this is where we are right now. We're in the Ace of Cups, right? We're about to defeat the biggest thing coming towards us, and it's coming soon. Then once this natural disasters and all these things happen, and all worlds as we know it collapse and crumble, we're going to experience this judgment process, which means that we will be determined based on our karmic points whether or not where we deserve to extend to a higher level of consciousness. Now, please keep in mind there is no such place as hell. Hell does not exist. If the closest thing that we have to hell is Earth, and I'll go more in depth in that in the future as well. But that is something that's very crucial and important here as well. And we have here the Queen of Pentacles. And you may be asking, well, what does this mean? Well, basically, the Queen of Pentacles here is talking about is that we're going to innately find who we are and not the birth of why we were born in the first place in our own existence, right? You're looking here now, this would be a woman looking at her money, right? Gold digger. But no, I'm seeing here as a mother with a baby looking at this towards her stomach and saying, this is why I was born, my life purpose. I was a shining star. I was the star in the sky, and I was born here for a specific purpose, right? So that is how we as a society can come together to raise the vibration, to understand who we are and our life purpose, and to let these natural disasters pass as they should. So that's really cool. Princess Dingling, what do you mean, love? What we are going to do now is we are going to currently be talking about now is your angelic reading. So we're going to be giving you guys an angelic reading now. All right, let's see. Okay, so I heard from my guys that you guys need a message of closure. So I want you to take this moment, whether you're watching this on replay or you're watching this now live, take the moment, pause the video if you need to, if you need more time. I want you to close your eyes and just think of an individual. There's going to be someone who's going to come to you, and that individual, and ask that for that specific individual to come to me and give you that message that you need to know right now. Spirit Angels, tell me, what is it that we need to know? What message of closure do you have for my viewers, from whenever they see this? Oh, thank you, Solon. You're so sweet. Maybe you are. Maybe I'm supposed to help. Maybe I'm part of your process to help you find who you are. Right? I also ordered 3 brand new decks for you guys. So we'll be looking at your past life and everything as well with that. So just stay tuned for that, okay? Okay, this is interesting. I feel like a lot of you guys have many different questions, so we're gonna get into it, okay? We have here some parts of me already know. So for the first individual, you probably know who this individual is. I feel like some of you guys, funny enough, I feel like some of you guys, a very small part of you, are gay, and you're questioning whether or not your grandparents or someone else that you didn't come out to, and you're wondering if they knew. They did. Some parts of me knew. Right. Well, this could also not have to relate to LGBTQ. It could be something else related to whatever it is that you're thinking about currently right now. So whatever comes to your mind when I say these things is exactly the message that you're supposed to receive. Okay. Is how can I help you? Some of your guys, some of your ancestors wish to help you. Okay, they want to help you. They want to get you closure, the closure that you need. Okay, so you can always book a reading with me as well. I'm more than happy to get them the message to you if you are struggling. I can even tell you how to do it on your own. Okay, we do have here. Sometimes I didn't know what to do, and I feel like this is a relationship. Then I feel like some people, I feel like this may be okay. This is strange. I feel like this may be related to some of you guys, not all of you guys, with kids. Some kids may have gotten in a car accident or sadly may have passed away. Something so stupid, right? Not saying it's stupid, but it feels like they did something that they weren't thinking that was going to cause this at a specific time, maybe like driving drunk or, still doing something. And they say sometimes they didn't know what to do. Basically saying that they didn't know how to deal with their life. And I feel like they didn't really mean to take their life, but they accidentally did it. And they really didn't have the intention of doing so. Now, this could be talking about suicide. It could be talking about like everything out from, what's it called? A car accident, anything. It does feel like there is stuff here that we don't know about just yet that you don't know. We do have here, do you feel my touch? Some of them are coming to you trying to knock things over. Some are touching you, trying to get your attention, that they're there. And that they're always with you and that they're guiding you. I feel like for some of you guys, you may have lost your lover or you may have lost someone that was very close to you. I feel like for some of you guys, I'm seeing like a grandmother, a grandfather. I'm also seeing someone's best friend as well. They know that this isn't fair and that, they really wanted to go together with you. Right? And the last card here is you will get through this. And then that's a very powerful message for you guys, is that you will be okay. And that they're here with you every step of the way. And I think that's very important for you guys to know that. Okay. So I do hope this does help and does give you a sense of calmness and peace. Again, I love you guys so much and have a very beautiful night. I will see you guys very soon. Again, I do have surgery on April 19th, 2021. So if you're seeing this at any point after that, just know that I am in surgery and that if you're wondering why I'm not posting as much or I may not be posting at all, it's because I am recovering. But I will be back soon, okay? So make sure you hit the bell icon, subscribe, and like, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? I love you and have a very beautiful night. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, everyone. I love you guys, and thank you for all your warm wishes. I love you, and have a very beautiful night. Good night. Bye.